questions, I will answer. Yeah. So let me introduce myself. My name is Rasha Morsi. I am originally from Egypt, born and raised in Egypt till I graduated from pharmacy school. So I never been part of IT or I have. It wasn't my dream to be part of ServiceNow or any other IT. Although I love IT, so I am a millennial. So I used everything firsthand. First time was internet, first time was mobile phone, first time was everything. So I was fascinated with this world. But as I don't know if you know, as an Egyptian girl, so either you be an engineer or a doctor or a pharmacist. So it's like there was no choices for me. So I graduated as a pharmacist, and then I got married. I traveled to Saudi Arabia. I lived like for 7 years in Saudi Arabia. At this time, so it was a very closed country, so there was no choices for me to work as a pharmacist, as I've been trained. So I worked in a university, and at this time I've been introduced to the role of business analyst. So I started as a business analyst because I didn't choose it. It was like forced on me, but I like it. So like having working with teams, working with IT teams, working with business, translating the requirements from business to technical and from technical to business. I found myself in this area, and I thought, yeah, that's okay. That's something nice to pursue. Like fast forward 7 years, I moved to Canada, and then I thought, okay, let's go back to be a pharmacist. I, I wanted to be a pharmacist. Uh, with 3 kids, I'm a mother of three. With 3 kids, I couldn't study again. I couldn't get certified, would recertified to be a pharmacist. And I thought, okay, so let's not reinvent the wheel. Go back to what you already know what to how to do. So at this time, ServiceNow was just started in Canada. So in Canada, so service like there was only 3 people from ServiceNow team, and I got introduced to them, and I got to learn about ServiceNow. So I started working as a business analyst in ServiceNow ecosystem, and then just before the pandemic in 2019, I've been working with with clients in ServiceNow ecosystem, but I thought like let's move to the next level in my career life. Um, let's yeah, I don't want to be working for anyone. I want to work for myself. Um, Let me share with you as a woman coming from Africa or coming from abroad, I'm an immigrant in in the ServiceNow ecosystem or in the IT world. It wasn't an easy choice. It wasn't an easy, like it's not a paved way, and usually I am the only woman on the table all the time. So many times you've been not heard. No one listens. You've been treated like the secretary of the room. So it wasn't super easy to be um, an IT woman in Canada here. Even in Saudi Arabia, it wasn't easy as well. So I have this dream. I have this dream like to open doors for women, open doors for like represented technical consultants to be heard and to have to have the right place, and to do the work that they should be doing. Yeah, women doing great, I know. Yeah, we've been trying so hard. Yeah. So I thought, okay, so ServiceNow has something cool called partnership. To be a partner with ServiceNow and then work as like your own like business owner, and you can open doors for everyone else. I said, why not? Let's try. Yeah. I applied for the partnership, fought a couple of fights to get in, and then we got in. So they were supportive. They were great and supportive. Uh, that was my dream. So it's like if I can do it, so anyone else can do it. So let me try to open doors. I got my first client in 2020, and this was like a changing moment in my life. So my first client, my first like I start hiring, getting team. members, and like all my success now. So when I look back, was like I got the right team members. I got like I have the force that moved me and the company. And every time we train someone, every time we get someone to be part of our team, we treat everyone as a family. We are growing together. We are not just any company like that has this kind of hierarchy, and you are getting higher. No, you are part of the success. So if you can do it, so we all do it. So I think, yeah, this is my story. And as for like client um, engagement, I love to engage with clients, especially the First Nation, especially clients from non-for-profit. This is my passion. I work with them with this client like myself. I lead the teams working with these clients myself, uh, because I I like witnessing their transformation. The transformation, especially in this sector, it's amazing when you see like when we go live after we finish our project, after we finish like training. So in Customizer, we don't believe in only implementing and just we go finish implementation and we go. No, we usually like to train and educate our client like along the way, uh, before the implementation, during the implementation, and even after the implementation. So it's not only a success go live that we are proud of. Uh, I'm personally proud of the team that we leave behind us. So I know that like you wanted to let them like need you for phase 2 or phase 3, but like I feel my success when they take over and they start doing the work themselves, and we just be like as a guiding them, or only advising when they need help. And when they need actual like the second phase or third phase implementation, they come back to us, and because they know that we don't care only about like implementation and like their money. We really care about their success and their transformation. So I'm so proud of my team of advisors, uh, who teach the client to take ownership of their technology. Yeah, I think that's all for me. If you have any questions, I'm open.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Rasha, for
that.
sharing.
And I hope this is helping us to think that we can always think and act globally. So, do you have any questions? Any questions for her?
Rasha, I have a question here. So you said that you applied for the partnership or the allied partner with ServiceNow. So what was the biggest challenge you face? That it is something that you are a woman, so you are taking a lot of trouble on that particular part, or it's some other challenge also you face?
Okay, so when when I applied for the partnership, it was we didn't get I didn't get approved right away. So
Mhm.
I had to talk to some people and ask them why would you just see my application and ignore it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when I asked, like I think it was Adam Duckett at this time
Mhm.
when I asked, and then he gave me some tips. So it
Okay.
was about like giving them with ServiceNow, they didn't see it like as a woman or a man. So they are supportive, and they really when they say when
Nice.
they say they support like the diversity, they do. So that's one of the companies that they are not, you know, as you know, like many companies has two faces, the public
True.
face and whatever happening inside.
Right.
ServiceNow is, yeah, ServiceNow is not, they are not like this. They
Okay.
really support diversity. So I got some tips on how to build my business case. So I'm
Mhm.
a very small company. Company of one person actually. It's not, it wasn't a company at that time. So he gave me some tips on building my business case, and then they believe in your ambitious. If you have,
True.
if you dream big enough, like, and you can show that you can achieve during like achieve uh, your dreams, while you are working with them, they believe in you and they give you a chance. And the
Perfect.
partnership at this time, it was they give you like you start as registered.
Mhm.
They give you 2 years to move from. They used to have this kind of tiers, silver,
Right.
gold, yeah, bronze, silver, gold. So they give you 2 years to achieve whatever tier you can achieve. Yeah, and that's it. So it wasn't. It
Nice.
was a win for me, and yeah, they
Nice.
yeah, yeah, they give us the chance, and we took it.
Good. Thanks. Thanks for clarification.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, any other questions? So I do have a question. You've always been, how would you explain what you do for women in the ecosystem? Because I know currently you started the She Can network. What is
yes.
the vision and how can other women, what would they be, gaining from that? How would that be able to help women in the ecosystem?
Yeah, so because like I'm a huge supporter of women because women usually have many obstacles in their life. I've been there many times, like with kids, with education. Women usually need an extra support to let them know that yeah, you can do it, and it's not too late to start something new. So for women, I started the She Can, which is like was meant for the Canadian women at the beginning. But I realized no, not only Canadian women needs to be heard. We have women. I traveled to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has changed massively. They have like it's different. It's totally different than before. Women can work, and women have lots of rights, but still the mentality of men, maybe in our region, especially in our region, like they are not uh, they have a place, but not the right place that they should be. So women in leadership, women in the IT, they are still treated like second after men. They are not heard enough. They are not even paid enough, and not all opportunities are equally for women and men. So, and I sit with lots of co-founders or founders and lots of managers, and then whatever is happen in these meetings and or our discussions, sometimes you feel like, okay, I don't want a woman in this position, or maybe sometimes I hear the opposite. I want a woman because she's a hard worker, and she will be like she will take whatever thrown at her, and she will work like very hard, like more than a man. So it's like whenever I hear this, it's unfair on both sides. Either you just decide not to hire a woman because she is a woman and she will be busy or whatever, have kids or something, or you want to hire a woman because she will never say no. But I don't like it in both on both sides. So our goal is to support women, to have an open space, for a safe space to share whatever we want to share our knowledge, share opportunities, share tips, open like more spaces for women to get trained, give them extra support, because we tend not to ask for help until we really cannot take it anymore. So it's like that's what I'm trying to like to you know this is the door I'm trying to open for women, and men, of course, they are welcome anytime. But yeah, but guys, you ask for help. You when you yeah when you want to do something, you do it. When you feel it's your right, you say it. But we never say it.
Okay, thank you for all you do for women. And thank you for what you do in the ecosystem. And we have one more question for you before you go. This is a question from Florence Shogini. It says, what professional level do one have to attain to apply to be a partner? And did you have to be an architect in the ServiceNow space?
For me, at this time, I didn't have to. No, I have to have a good business plan. That was it. Now the ecosystem and the partnership has changed a lot. Uh, it's not, yeah, it's not like before. So I applied in 2018. So it was like, and even ServiceNow in Canada, I believe we were partner number 5 or something. So it wasn't that as complicated as now. Now, when we applied for expansion, we had to go through to a different region. So now we not only AMS, we AMS and EMEA, and we just obtained EMEA recently. We had to provide lots of documents. Like we have to speak about our financials, we have to speak about our team members and how many CMAs and CTAs that we have. We have to even we have to show them that we already have a pipeline of clients in the region that we want to operate in. It's not as easy as before. So the requirements changed a lot.
Okay, thank you. So we will time box the other questions for the Q&A session. Okay.
Thank you, Rasha,
Thank you.
Speaker Michael.
for coming in. And thank you. We know it's very early for you. I mean, we are at the same time zone, I guess. So very early.
It's my pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you for all you do. And thank you for women, especially, and for your initiatives. We are really grateful for that. Thank you. So
Thank you.
we'd like to invite our next guest. Atul is a figure we've always looked up to. If you are new in ServiceNow ecosystem, Atul's YouTube is a go-to information system. Like I would say, it's a university on its own. So he has been building skills from a lot through his learn and grow together with Atul G, offering diverse ServiceNow content. I mean, if you want to go from ground zero to advanced, Atul's YouTube videos will put you there. Please, I would like to invite Atul to give us his own speech for today. Thank you, Atul.
Thank you so much, Mate, for inviting me for this session. And I would like to start with my screen sharing. If you can just allow me. I'm sharing the complete screen. Yep. And I'll go for the slideshow. Hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes, Atul.
That's fine. Not this one. There was something which I was missing actually. Why to be no? Not sure that how this thing go. Okay. So hope you're able to see my screen. I don't have many big slides here. Just 4 slides out of 4. Only one is the working slide. Rest 3 are good morning, good afternoon, thank you. This is my LinkedIn address and all things will be there. Okay. So first of all, I want to thanks to Tosin and others, the organizers who invited me for this particular meetup today. I'm based out in UK at point of time, having the 15 plus experience in IT industry, 10 plus in ServiceNow ecosystem. I'm a pure business process consultant, and that is I was just able to relate the words and the thoughts when Rasha was saying that she started as a business analyst, because I started as a business analyst and then I become as a business process consultant. 2-time ServiceNow maybe and 2-time Rising Star as well. Speaker at Knowledge 23, speaker at World Forum as well, and a lot of things are there. I'm mainly known as what I can say with the name of LNG on the social media, specifically in the LinkedIn, or I can say on the YouTube channel, because I run a YouTube channel named as a Learn and Grow Together with Atulji. I'll share the link as well with you, everybody. But now the next part, which we're going to discuss here. Okay, here. Let me minimize this. Okay, will be good. So the topic which has been assigned to me by Tosin is that building a technical footprints in the ecosystem. And surprising part is that I'm not a technical person. Then how this topic is related to me. What I learned from experience that either you are a technical or not. There's a no term called the non-technical. I learned from experience there's a nothing called the non-technical. It is technical or functional. If you say non-technical, people will start disregarding you, disgrace you that okay, no, he's not the right person. So better From today, you can say that I'm a either technical person or I'm a functional person or the functional resource. So these slides basically talk about 5 or 7 points. Everybody know about these things. Number one, before you start your technical journey, either you are a consultant, you are a business analyst, you are a tester, you are a developer, you are an architect or a business person. The first thing which come in the mind, why? I'm sure that when Rasha was thinking that why I cannot start a company, why I cannot become a partner. So she has a why in the behind, which force her to become a partner now of the service now. So anybody who reach out to you and say, okay, can you build this code for me? Can you build this requirement for me? Everybody should have a right to be asked that why you need this. Because the days are gone when we say that only and only developer have to be coded. Now I'll say that if you want to start your technical footprints, technical journey, you should ask that why my customer need this thing in the system, why they cannot use X particular way or Y particular way, why they want to reinvent the wheel again. So why is very much important for everybody to be understand. And once you get the answer of why, then go for how you can do this thing. There are multiple ways to make a rice. Might be someone can say, I can say make a boil rice, I can steam rice, I can just put in sun and put some water, it will heat it over the day and it become a boil for me as well. So multiple ways. So now the question come, how I can best achieve this particular requirement. Because being a technical doesn't mean that you need to be always code and code and code and no, that's 100% wrong. Something we can achieve. Sometime we can achieve something without a single line of code as well. And that is again a best example that prove that you are a technical guy here or you have a technical expertise here. As per me, there are a few points which we want to be discussed here. Number one, clear the roots. As you are beginner in the ServiceNow ecosystem, then you have to be clear your roots. What do you mean by the roots here? Either you appear for any interview, either you appear for either prepare for any kind of a module, HRLG, ITOM, ITSM, but don't forget that how ServiceNow structure has been defined, how the ServiceNow architecture has been defined. What is the concept of client script, business rule, UI policies, and flows, workflows? Because these are the roots which help you to learn other modules as well. So if someone say, or might be because I'm a trainer, so I got this question a lot of time. Atul, I want to build an HRSD. Can you help me? My first question go to that particular person. Do you know about the service now? No, I don't know about the service now. If you don't know about the platform, then how you can learn about the module in service now? It is the same. It's the same way like someone saying, "Hey, I want to build a house, but I don't know that how to build the foundation." Then how you can build a house in that particular case. So my first recommendation for everybody, if you want to be learn service now, please, there's no shortcut, but you have to be clear your roots at all. Form, list view, basic search, global search, list level search, reporting, dashboard, global scripting, UI policy, business rules. These are the roots which is required to be clear that why, when, how, by whom these things can be used. Second part, to build a technical footprint, what I strongly believe that it is a journey and every person journey is different. Might be my journey to learn service now is different than the journey of Tosin is learning. My journey is different than the Rasha's journey is be different here. My journey is different than the promise journey is different here. So don't start comparing that he's doing this thing, let me do this thing as well. No, you have to be think that what is your training needs at point of time. If everybody is going for ham, doesn't mean that I have to go for the ham. Do I know the basics of ServiceNow first? Only then I can go for the ham. Do I know the basics of CMDB first? Then I can go for the ham. Do I know the basics of CSGM first? Then I can go for the ham. If you don't know about the basics, because that is I put these two things in the black as a highlighted, because you go any of these areas, these two will be always there for you. So plan your trainings as per your need. Don't do that he's doing so I have to do. No, if you know this thing, that's good. If you want to build and there's a requirement of the client, then you have to be start for that particular training. But don't put a rat race between two people. No, he's doing, so I want to be do. That's a very wrong. Because when I started my journey 10 years back in ecosystem, ServiceNow was just known as a ticketing tool. Believe me, when I appeared my first interview about ServiceNow in 2014 somewhere, the basics question was asked: what is incident? What is change management? What is problem management? And do you know about something about the catalog items and workflow? That's all. If you know these things, you know ServiceNow. Nothing else they people and anybody asked to me. But now it is a big, big, big C, a very big C. It has a different modules. And believe me, if I'm a trainer, but I can't say 100% that I know everything in ServiceNow. No, I don't know about everything in ServiceNow. So I am building my skill set. And there is a sequence, there is a process to do this particular part. I'm not doing everything together. I think, okay, let me start CSM now. To learn myself, I did my training of the CSM. And then to experiment my knowledge, I run a batch of the CSM. I teach 5, 7 people, okay, join with me in the CSM batch. I can give the training. So this is what we have to be very clear on this particular part. For technical footprints, this is very required. Also, when we do these two things, always think, because if you're saying technical, always think, is there any alternative way to do this particular concept as well? Like nowadays we are doing this developer meetup on the Zoom. Might be I can ask Tosin, let's find some other way to do this meeting virtually. Atul, it's not Zoom, then what else? It's a Google Meet. No, cannot we use some kind of a virtual environment which give a feel like we're sitting, everybody sitting in a theater and someone is giving a session to us? Or can we sitting in a bar together and we having drinks together and we have a session as well? This is just a way of thinking only, right? So this is what we have to be think here. Now the third point, which is very much important, hands-on. And 99% people says how to do the hands-on. Believe me, let me open this phase here. Uh, Here, right? I want to be see the faces here now. Believe me, if you say Atul, because being a trainer, I got this question a lot of time. I want to do hands-on. What to do? Can you give me a use case? I think you are putting a wrong question to me. You already have a use case with yourself. I give you an example. You can build a small use case of library management, parking management, banquet hall booking, your sports room booking, your badminton court booking, your marriage hall bookings, your pub bookings, your parking management, your school admission. See how many use cases we have. If you still think that no, these are not a good use cases, you have the use cases in ServiceNow itself. Why not you build the same incident management which is given by ServiceNow? Best way to hands-on, right? I'm not saying copy paste the code. See the code and try to build the same code by your expertise. This is the best way of hands-on. And I would like to be at this point hands-on with the one-stop shop community. ServiceNow community is very, very, very big nowadays. Tell me what topic you want to learn free of cost. Go to ServiceNow community, subscribe that particular forum, and start answering on that particular question. In this community, you will find hundred of questions on the daily basis. You will fed up, you will tired. Oh my God, people have these many questions, these many problem statements, and I have no answers, or I have these many answers. Believe me, I was working in the community from the last 2 years now. I learn a lot. I learned Flow Designer. I learned reports and dashboards. I learned the CSM. I learned ITSM more on that particular part. And I'm start answering a little bit on the HRSD part as well. Because people put a question, I have to be think that what it can be done. I have a PDI. I can enable the plugins in my PDI. I can do this particular part. What will the worst will happen with me? Only one thing, that either my answer will be wrong or nobody will accept my answer as the correct answer. But what I will get in the return, I will get exposure to the practical scenarios. I will get exposure that my mind is open to think 360-degree now. Wow. Okay, this can be done. This can be done. This can be done. This can be done. And these two products are related by this way. So Don't be afraid to participate in the community. Believe me, if you can make a rule of your life from today onwards, you have to be answer minimum 5 questions every day on the community. After 1 month, you are able to answer 150 questions. And you can see a graph of your knowledge has been changed. Your connects has been changed. Your networking has been changed. People start recognizing, oh wow, Tosin know this thing. Let me tag Tosin. Tosin, do you have any idea about this particular part? And you feel happy when someone tag you in their question because they think that you are expertise, you have expertise here. This is what is another way to build your footprints. Believe me, you will find hundred of use cases if you just putting your efforts and time on the community level. Then code versus no code. Days are gone when we have to be write a code for everything. Now we have a low code or the no code functionality as well. Simple example, Flow Designers. Simple example, Creator Studio. Simple example, App Engine Studio. And now ServiceNow Studio is also coming here now. So don't think because this how matter here. I tell you one example. In beginning of my career, I was leading a team as a release manager. So in my team, there was a guy. He was very good in the technicals. Means if you give him problem statement, he will write a code. So I give him problem statement that, hey, I want to do this particular part. In a 10 minutes, he gave me the solution. Atul, here's the code. I said, no, I don't want a code. I want this solution without code. He said, but why? I'm here. I'm here to help you. Why you don't want a code? I said, no, this problem statement can be solved without code as well, because that is more on the training, education, process was issue, not the technical issue. So before you write a code, think, is any other way this can be sorted out? Do I need to actually write a code or it can be done without coding as well? And the last, customization versus configuration. Yes, if you are a good developer, you can do anything in the coding. Believe me, we can build anything in the service now. If we remove the restrictions of the customization, you can't do thing, you can't do thing. If you remove that barriers, you can build any app in ServiceNow. And we have people who can build any kind of app in ServiceNow. But we are the expertise. We have expertise here. And we are the technical. So it is something like when I give example, when you are a bachelor, then fine. But when you get married and you have a kid, you start thinking to spend single penny unnecessary. That is what is the customization. You spend only the money when it is much needed, and without that, this cannot be done. Otherwise, by the time you just see, can it be done without money as well, or with the less money? Can some other way to do this particular part? This is what a technical person need to be think. Tech, for my experience, I'm telling you very clearly, technical doesn't mean that need to be write a code always. Technical means he or she should provide a solution which can be done even without code or the low code, or with minimum to minimum customization or maximum to maximum configuration part. So this is a fundamental way to follow. I am okay. You want to become a developer, but if you want to become a developer, don't forget these things. And now my knowledge is your friend. What this mean? This mean if you learn something new in a day, in a week, in a month, share with your friends. I saw when I joined this call, Tosin shared the WhatsApp group link as well. Why not you use that WhatsApp group to share your knowledge? Hey guys, I learned that how I can enable a new button on the incident form. And this is the way that we can do, because it's my knowledge, but it's your friend. In the introduction, my friend said that I'm running a YouTube channel. Why? You know the why the reason? Because I want to be learned continuously. If I stop sharing this knowledge, my learning will be stopped immediately. Because nobody's here to be asked me that, Atul, why this thing be happening? What do you want to do? Where it is be happening? Can you give me justification? Every day when I teach, when I share my knowledge, a lot of questions come to me. And that question push me back. Hey, you still are lacking in your knowledge. Get more knowledge. Even though I'm not technical, but now people consider me that I'm a technical person. I feel very, very happy sometimes. People tag me on the community on the questions which are the coding question. And I simply, sorry, mate, I have no idea about this because I'm not a developer. But it gave me a proud moment that I changed the complete perception of myself. Atul is not a functional, Atul is a techno-functional guy now. And last, always believe in yourself. You are the best. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. That he's learning 2 modules, 2 certification, that's fine. You will not believe by the 2018, I even don't have my CSA certification as well. Because I thought I'm not prepared. Believe me, by 2018, I don't even have a certification. And I was working in the ecosystem from the last 4 to 5 years then. And then I got a mandatory recommendation from my team, my manager that no, you have to do the CSA now. So do the certification, that is important, but only when you have a good knowledge on that particular part. Doing the training and going the certification will not work out anywhere. Do the training, spend some time, do the hands-on, and then go for the certification. And if you want to learn the use cases, for me, community is the best place. Free, not a single penny you have to be spent. And if you learn something, please give back to community as well. That is more important here. And with this, I move to the next slide. Any question answer? Let me open here. I can see a lot of questions here. If anybody putting. Okay, I like that techno. Thank you. How do we determine the best module to specialize within the ServiceNow platform? Okay, I'm giving you my experience on this particular part. Okay, nowadays it depends in which region you are staying, because there's a lot of demand of the modules in the specific regions. Like what I see that in US and Canada region, there's a demand of the GRC modules. But if I talk a little bit about the India side, there's a demand of HAM, SAM as well. In UK, it's a mix, HAM, SAM, GRC as well. So that you have to be determined that in which region you're looking for a job, and what I recommend to the my participant, my friends, go on the LinkedIn, just write ServiceNow jobs in that particular region and see the JDs. In that JD, you will find some similarities that almost every company looking for this module. It means I should know these modules minimum. And what extra they're looking for? Do I have knowledge about this, or can I build my knowledge on that particular part? Then you can do this particular thing. If you are not as a developer, but if you are as a consultant like me, like Rasha says, business analyst or the business process consultant, then I will say we people should know each and every module at least minimum, that how it is working in the service now. Not technically, functionally I'm saying that how these 2 modules are linked with each other. Because tomorrow you are the front face for the customer. Customer will ask, hey, do you know that how this can be done? And if you say no, why should we hire you? You are a consultant. If let's say you are not well and you to go to doctor and you say, you say, doctor, can you give me the medicine? Sorry, I don't have any idea about the medicine. Then why you are a doctor here? It means we should know the minimum things that can help me to grow myself, and rest you can learn with multiple sources. There was a day when there was nothing available in ServiceNow ecosystem other than the Wikipedia. But now you have a lot of resources. Now learning, ServiceNow docs, YouTube channels, blogs, meetups are there. Go and join that. I'm sitting in UK, but I'm talking with the Nigeria developer meetup here. Why? Because I want to share my knowledge with everybody. So if you get a chance to join any of the online meetup, please don't hesitate to join that. That will give a confidence to you and it will build your confidence as well. Okay, HTML, this Tosin already answered this. Let me see what two are there. I get that question is not for me. My preference spans across various service application, ITSM, ITEM, CMDB, CSJ. My goodness, you are more than me in this part. Some part of ITOM. Unfortunately, I have tried applying ServiceNow remote jobs from Nigeria, but it's difficult to get. For us, do you think we have to hope succeed without moving abroad? See, Dara, it's very tough for me to be answer on that particular part because I never to be in Nigeria. But the thing is that like we need a people like Russia who can support us. Might be you can trying see earlier it was remote jobs were available, but now it's getting tough as well because office are getting open now. Client want to be on site as well. I'll say don't lose the hope. Spend a little bit more time in your region only. If not, then start thinking from the abroad, but not immediately because today or tomorrow you will definitely get some success. Like I was very inspired with Rasha. She built a good community. She built a good company and they're trained as well and they're getting the projects as well. So you have to be so that is what I'm saying. Your networking is required. So if you go back on this particular slide, I show you this, your community. Much the time you spend on the community is more important for you. You know the people. If you start answering, might be sometime you get option as well. Oh wow, they have some opening, let me apply for the same because you have a skills on that particular part. Okay, now let me go forward. So this is what the queue and this. And if you want to connect with me, I have multiple options here. You can connect with me on the TopMed for the one-to-one session. You can connect me on the LinkedIn as well. This is my YouTube channel, which make me as Atul Grover, or I can say MVP. And this is something my time pass channel as well. So if you want, you can subscribe as well. But these three are important for connect with me on that particular part.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tosin, for putting this page here. Let me put this the ID. Okay, that's fine. No problem. That's fine. Any other question from anybody else? You can ask me.
So there's one from Ahmad.
Sure.
Said the ServiceNow developers still need to niche down to specific modules.
Mm-hmm.
The ServiceNow developers still need to niche down to specific modules.
I guess I answered this one. For see,
Okay.
for specific module, it's tough to be say. It's all about learning. I give my personal experience. I teach 14 to 15 batches of the CSA admin. I teach 3 batches of ITSM as well. Then I think that why I cannot learn more and share more. You will not believe I spent 2 months to revise myself for the CSM and I run that batch. So that if I learn, I can share with everybody and everybody will get a benefit from that particular part. And now I'm working from some other module now. So might be in the next year, you will find some more information from my side that wow, a new batch is coming because if I will learn, I will share. I will share, you will learn. You will learn, you will share. So it's like a multiplication will be happen. That is I'm saying that my knowledge is your best friend. So believe in this word. So if you learn something new, go and put it on the LinkedIn. Guys, I learned this thing. And clearly mention very thing. Learn and grow is my motto. Keep learning and keep growing together is the word here. If I only will grow, then nobody will be with me. If we all will grow, we all together will celebrate as well. This is what the intention here. Okay. So Kent, I am based out in Sheffield. Okay.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from the chat we would share with you during the Q&A session? Thank you, Atu, for the words of wisdom and the encouragement. We are sincerely very much grateful having you here
Thank
with us.
Thank you so much, Atul.
Thanks, Tosin.
Thank you.
So we would like to invite our next speaker, He's someone I also really admire in the ecosystem. He's in Nigeria, as you can see his name, and even though he's kind of meek, he would like to be meek, but we would want to drag him out. If he's in Nigeria, we want to drag your leg, come out. So we would like Nemeka to, and we are very grateful for him honoring our invitation anytime we have this meetup to present and share words of
Yes.
wisdom with us. We'd like him to
He's
share.
our guy.
Yeah. So I'd like him to share a topic with us on navigating the career paths in ServiceNow ecosystem. Thank you, Nemeka. I yield the mic, please.
Oh, sure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Once again, thank you for the opportunity, Michael, Tosin, and then Emeka. And then Rasha and Ato, thank you, because it's not easy to have to wake up depending on where you are, really early, or while you're closing out from work. We're grateful to be able to continue to push our people and then grow the community. My name is Namaka. Just like you rightly know, I'm African. Initially, I started out from Nigeria, where I did my undergraduate before I moved out to the U.S. I'm based out of Katy, Texas. So pretty much south, so central time zone. So it's about 9 a.m. Right now out here. So being in the ecosystem, I'm actually a rising star for the cohort 2024. Been in the Servicenow ecosystem for over 10 years. So ideally started out as most people will, stumbling on the tool, as pretty much back then it's a ticketing tool. So started out having to move from BMC Remedy and then get into ServiceNow and then work my way. But first as an analyst, so as an end user, get into analyst, and then all the way to technical architecture, understanding the tool set and what it can do, and then finding out or clearing out to the niche for new and emerging technologies like the AI thing and all of that within ServiceNow. So it's a great opportunity for everyone. Once you get in there, you have to follow your passion for sure. So one thing I still like is this. Rasha has mentioned it, which is the truth, is to get the door open or create that avenue. And Atul also emphasized that we have to continue to learn and share. That's the only way we grow together. So you have to be poised to give back, because when you learn and you share it, you're actually reinforcing that learning. So it's very important there. I believe you do have the slides still seen. I want to believe, so that we can get our party on the road. One thing is for certain, there are many ways to navigate the career within ServiceNow. One thing you need to remember about that is you're going to work with what you do have. You're going to work with your passion. So one thing you need to remember is there are definitely different roles or skill sets within the ServiceNow space. Atul reminded us, he said, some are process or some are functional, which is the truth. Then there's some are technical. But each person is going to learn a little differently. And then you're going to play to your strength. So you're not going to come and say, because somebody else is doing it, let me go do that. I mean, there will be some bases where that will be the case. But in other stead, you would need to do your own, find your own rhythm. So you would have your own strategy. It's very important for you to do that. So one thing is for certain, right now in the market, right, a lot of people say it's saturated, that there's a lot of there's lack of remote jobs. People are saying that they are having to come out to the work, or that will AI take away our jobs. The truth still remains that whether you like it or not, the AI is here to stay, right? But what is within your own control? What can you really do to get your career, on the right footing? What can you really do? Um, you are able to control your own part. For certain, there's going to be in the next with the advent of AI in the next two 2 to 5 years, there's going to be need for over 1 million jobs in technology. In the US alone, we're looking at over 1 point, I believe, 5, just within the US. Then you now scale this globally, all over the globe. We have much more than we need, right? We have much more than we need for the jobs, right? The technologies are going to come. We need the skilled individuals that would know what to do and be able to respond. So there's going to be that shortage. So the jobs will continue to go. Some will go away. Some jobs will. So the routine jobs or automation will come and take away some things. But you and I, we have a, a ton of things to do within that space. So there is nothing that you're going to do or have that would not be able to take care of that. You can go to the next slide, please. Right. So ServiceNow and Workforce actually did a research. So it's ServiceNow and Pearson in 2004, 1.76 million IT jobs in just 2028 in US. So imagine that every nation is, especially those that are 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 going to be increasing their spend on automation, are going to have a need for over 1 million. And this is just within the next 2 to 5 years. So we would not have enough technologies that will support our transformations all over the world, even if we try. So even when they say it's saturated, there's going to be a need for you. There's going to be a need for me. So each one of us is going to continue to, you know, evolve or learn or grow within that space. That's for a fact. That's for a fact. So ServiceNow provides us a unique opportunity, for us to get in. So whether we are the technical folk, whether we are the non-technical, like they call them, but that's that process, that's that function, that's that process, that's that functional area. So there's a lot of courses that we can do. These courses are there now. They are better curated. Before now, like back in the day, it was just, pretty much the wiki opportunity. But now there's a host of resources, whether it's the podcast and all that, all of these, or the document site, or now learning. So everything is now much more collected and has been provided to you. So there are different levels or skill sets. You have the associate level. So if you're coming in, start from where you are. So you're coming in associate level, there are a couple of courses that will be provided. You grow to being a practitioner. Remember, it's continual and continuous learning. You're not going to, the learning never stops, because once you do stop that, you don't get nowhere. Because, like they said, yesterday's news, you now become obsolete. If we have things like Nokia, it's a great example. Now they are now doing a back end. We have things like BlackBerry. These people are no more there. Remember, Apple stole the shine, or even the Kodak camera, back in the day. But right now, things have really, really evolved. That just tells you. So we will always continue to keep up with that. It's very important there. So before you get to professional and expert level, and the only way to do this is, as you learn it, you share it. That's the only way. As you learn it, you share it. You cannot know everything, but you know enough and be confident enough, to go out of your skin, to give out, to give back, or give off of yourself. So that's very important for you to do. So let's move over to the next slide. So we do have different career paths there. ServiceNow offers, whether it's administrators, the app dev, we have process analysts, support specialists. We do have change specialists and implementers, as well as the project managers. one thing's for certain, some of the courses are, on demand, $500. Then if you want the instructor led, those are the 2-day options or 3-day options. There are some of them about $2,400. So just be mindful there. But other than that, some of the free courses are available there to help you, especially when you're just starting. You want to use these to the best of your ability before you now start to narrow down on your path. We can move to the next slide, please. So these are, within ServiceNow Now Learning, they do have them already curated to help you. The Now Learning is ServiceNow's learning platform, offering you the opportunity to, step by step guide you. It takes you on the journey from, like they say, zero to hilo. You are able to go in. The administrator is responsible for a couple of things there. So the administrator is somebody that is going to look at managing your instance, the setup of your instance. So whether it's creating users, creating groups, making sure that system properties are there and working perfectly and things within that nature. There's a basic understanding. The ServiceNow or most technology tools, they are built using some frameworks there. So like the ITIL or Information Technology Infrastructure Library. So you need to know about that. So you're welcome to get certified within that. But ServiceNow provides you, its option for you to go in. You take a course, the Welcome to ServiceNow, to know the tool in itself. Once you know the tool, which is just you're knowing the processes, like the incident process, for example, or change process, for example, or the request management process, for example, or the knowledge management or release management. There's quite a number of application or process areas there. Knowing how to navigate and do things within it. Scrum Master. So your understanding of the Scrum process, it's helpful there for you. So things like most teams are using a hybrid approach to delivering projects. So whether it's you're using traditional waterfall, which is the project management, but most of them are using the Scrum process within that agile delivery methods. So, and then you get the ServiceNow administrator certification. It's very important compared to before. Now it's a prerequisite for even getting an interview opportunity compared to before, right? All you needed to do was, you know, you have the basic knowledge of the tool and you're able to, speak within interviews. But now, even for you to be shortlisted by any application tracking system, you need to have these. So these certifications will put you um, in a good stead, and then get you noticed and your resume flagged out there so that you can get the opportunities you need, especially for you to get into the ecosystem. Um, we can go to the next slide. So the application developer, you are going to use your creativity to build application or turn requirements into solutions. So you need to have that knowledge of the different building capabilities, whether it's the studio capability, whether it's App Engine Studio, whether it's Creator Studio, whether it's the flow designer, the workflows, or the different process automation, things like business rules, things like client scripts, UI policies, and the likes. Natively, even within ServiceNow, yes, there's an opportunity for the HTML, the CSS, and all that, like the UI builder and the different components, or that we do have there. So you would have a knowledge of these things. Are you supposed to be an expert from day one? No. And then if you have a technical degree, say for example, you had an undergraduate being in computer science or engineering or MIS or things within that, that will be helpful for you. Because in that stead, it will be like you learning a new program language. So most of service now, there's a lot of JavaScript. There's no script or no code opportunity there too as well. So you would be able to leverage on all of these to be able to deliver the solutions to the business and your customers. So very important there. So if you notice it, you already knowledge of the ServiceNow tool. So you know your ITIL, you know your Scrum, your ServiceNow administrator certification. There's the certified application developer certification. Then as a developer, you have to be an implementer doing depending on the application area. A lot of people start out from the IT services, which because ServiceNow is most mature, robust area is that IT services. So the help desk or what is called the back office. So that's the bread and butter of ServiceNow before they started including other areas within that. So and then once you get in there, so you do something like the ITSM one. There's HR, for example. There's CSM, for example. There's also a host of other areas. And then the process content that here is where you come in to understand a business request. You want to use your people skill here. You want to come in here, use your deep expertise about the tool and then the industry. So you're going to come in there to understand the customer's ask. So you look at ways to use templates to try to make sense of what they are doing there. Because if you come in there, you will see the opportunity that you have to transform them, truly transform them. Because most of these organizations, they rely on you. You're a trusted advisor. You need to come in and help them do that. You have templates, you have resources that are there. Like ServiceNow provides a host of them within Now Create, tons of them, whether it's checklists, sample stories, starter stories, kickoff templates, so much that you should leverage. Then your deep knowledge of the tool and not afraid to break the thing, right? Not afraid to ask questions, not afraid to do what you love to do, right? Get in there, get those requirements. So ITIL certification is very important for you to know the foundational understanding of IT and its delivery, enterprise service delivery. Your Scrum certification is there. Then the ServiceNow CSA, especially, um, there is no such thing as non-technical per se, right? You're looking at your process. You're wanting to know exactly what to expect and what to get the same way. So you're going to get that CSA foundational to get into that ServiceNow space. And then you get the CIC, the implementer. So it's implementer on the particular process area. Maybe you're working for a partner or your customer or your client. You would need to have that. It's very important so that way, once you're coming in there and you're making sure you're starting with those default compositions, and then you get in there, get you to the next level. And then as a support specialist, it's really those process side of things. So that process side, you're looking at how they are able to resolve issues within ServiceNow. So if you're a HR support specialist, or you're a customer service support specialist, or you're something like the IT support, so you're the help desk function, you're a help desk specialist. So you know how the processes work from start to finish. You know different components within there and how they should actually work in synergy as a whole. You're able to deliver or declare that. So it's very important. So you have your Scrum Master, you have ITIL, you have the CSA and any of the CISs, of the support area that you're choosing. Same way that the process consultant or process analyst will do. That is really pretty much your yardstick. It's very important for you to do it. It's very important. And then you have the change specialist too as well. That is the people side of of any implementation. So you're looking at the different change opportunities, or what is what the different change mechanisms that we have, whether it's the standard change, normal change or emergency. So you actually know how to make sure that people are trained, and then that they are not just trained, they are now socialized about the coming change, because change is hard. The people have to be prepared. If they are not, then there will be serious resistance, and a lot of times that's why many transformations fail. So they implement this, big fanfare, and then nothing happens. So you want to make sure that everybody is actually a team player there within that change. They are all educated about it. They all see the why, the reasons behind, and then they see how their contribution actually helps with that transformation. How their contributions are actually affected. Very important. So once they have all buy-ins, the whole thing changes there. So ITIL there, you have your Scrum certification. Scrum is the most popular of the agile methods. There's a host of other agile capabilities, whether it's the scaled agile like Safe Scrum, or whether you have the extreme programming or test-driven development or feature-driven. There's a host of others. But the point is, Scrum is the most popular, and then it's the baseline. If you kind of like understand it, that's iterative delivery, where you do them in increments, bite-sized delivery, small chunks, modularize the delivery of any particular project that you have. So it's very important for you to do it. So you're getting those certifications, and if you see the team, the implementer does the same thing the developers do. The implementer and the developer, they do the same thing. Like I see a lot of people say, I just want to take the system admin route. Hey, breaking news: the admin does what devs do. They what implementers do. They do the same thing. It's just the companies have to be very big enough where they actually delimitate what's that the admin team, okay, just kind of like manage only admin kind style of things. But no, they do remember multitasking. That's really what so you're going to be wearing multiple hats in every way, shape, or form, except the company is really, really big, huge, before they can have as many resources tied to single areas or specific domain. So understanding the organization, understanding their needs, and then you're ensuring that you can address those with those technical solutions or with those solutions that you have. So your ITIL there, your Scrum, you have your CSA or this admin certification, that foundational knowledge of the tool. You have the application developer, and then you have an implementer in any particular skill area. The engagement layer. So whether it's ITSM, the HR, customer service, then you can start talking of whether it's SPM or if you're looking at being the one for reporting, performance analytics, the CIS one there, or you look at any of those IT operations area, or you're looking at maybe GRC or SecOps area. So there's so many niche areas there, which are helpful for you to do. There is also the technical project manager. The technical project manager oversees the delivery of the project. So you oversee the whole thing from inception, from planning all the way to delivery, project closeout, lessons learned, and things within that. So you would oversee that journey. You will shepherd the company and the underlying teams to deliver. So there are different roles, different skill set, but it plays to your strength. There are different roles, different skill set, but it plays to your strength. You can't come and say, I want to be a technical project manager, and you don't want to put in the work, and maybe you don't have anything that is related to that. Because I see a lot of people, maybe because my friend is doing it. No, if you go there, you struggle. There will be, like they say, trying times. So what makes you stay for the long haul? What really makes you stay? So if you're playing it to your strength, maybe you had a technical background. For example, you're engineer or marine engineer, or you did the mechanical engineer or one of those. You're able to transfer most of your prior skill set. It's very important, especially within ServiceNow. So like you're already a project manager, you'll be managing other projects. If you come into ServiceNow, it becomes easy. It becomes very easy for you. So you have the ITIL, you have your Scrum, you have the PMP, or in some cases you could have the PMI ACP, so Agile Certified Practitioner. So that can help you. And then you have the CSA, which the baseline, CIS in the different implementation areas, or the ones that you have projects within. But what matters is that you know the processes and you're able to shepherd the organizations to doing that. It's very important. It's very important there. So you're coming there, people, headstrong people. You're going to put in your heart to it. You're going to be, constantly learning, constantly evolving, constantly sharing. As you're learning it, as you're asking those questions, as you're going. Um, so it's very important for you to go. I think the next slide should be the last one of it, I believe. Um, the the next slide, yeah. So start from where you are. It's very important. Begin from your strengths. Play to it. Find those topics that fuel your passion, right? Find those topics that fuel your passion. It's very important because remember, you're staying here for the long haul. You're building your career within the ecosystem. There's a host of resources, forums like this, right? People that would, you will body up. You're going to find mentors. You would even go even within ServiceNow when you create an account on Now Learning. It starts by having you, kickstart your career with a rise up. So it's more like a curated survey. That welcome to ServiceNow is the next line of or port of call. But first, you do the rise up career thing, which you do once. You can always review. It gives recommendation based on having your responses to it's kind of like a survey or suggestive area. Then it can now say, okay, based on this, I will now recommend you start here. So in case you don't do that, it's one way to do it. And be consistent. Be consistent. You're going to be a continual and lifelong learner. Things will be changing. I remember back in 2018 or so when initially the machine learning and AI thing came in. A lot of people never took it serious, but right now even the Gen AI is now all over the place, and that was since 2023, right? But is it going to stop? Every module or every application area has now been infused with AI, especially within the ServiceNow too. They are investing heavily on it, and not just there, you would be able to go there, take short courses within that Now Learning tool that will help you see how to implement it or what are the underlying aspects or processes within it. So it's very important to you to do that. So look for these opportunities where you can scale up, learn from others. So Meetup, like we said, like this one, there's ServiceNow user group. It's very important. There's challenges. ServiceNow offers challenges where you you earn swag, you actually learn. You learn. There was built with App Engine Studio. There was also the um, build with Creator Studio, which was the latest build capability or to build. There's also the Oktoberfest or Hacktoberfest is there. There was Jul AI too, which is like the AI and within the July or summer months. There's a lot of ways for you to learn and keep up with what's happening there. And then attend knowledge event or World Forum. So recently World Forum I think ended, but there would always be one within a city near you. So plan to attend these. All of that is the networking, right? You build your network to grow your network. So it's very important for you to do. Then there's a host of courses there, right, that we talked about. You will see that these courses cut across the different skill level, and the tools are actually shaped with these tools are shaped with them. So whether it's an ITIL one, so you can't be saying you're in IT and you don't even have an ITIL certification. It's almost like you don't know what you're saying. Scrum Master, a basic understanding, right, of the agile delivery method. Then within ServiceNow, you have the CSA and then CIS in any product area. So now create is very important for you to go in there with you to leverage on a couple of courses that are there. There's that kickstart your rise up journey, that free one you get in there. There's the welcome to ServiceNow. Then the next progression will be the admin fundamentals. Now you're starting to talk about the ones that are paid. But there's also the learning plans. Although those learning plans are for you to do it, there's no validation that you need to use your personal development instance or your PDI There's a lot of use cases there. If you can follow through with that, the learning task or the model task or the requirements, because some of them even come with images to show you what your outcome or what or your results should be. So if you can reproduce most of that, that's a lot of hands-on that you can get. So before you get into a project that leads there, so quite a host of things. So the app dev, especially if you're the developer, implementer, administrator, you want to make sure that you have that. Then you talk about um, getting started with Now Create. There used to be the partner create, but now it's available to everybody. So go and use that. Now Create customer success. It's very important. You would see a lot of white papers, a lot of templates, a lot of things that you use. That all you do is plug and play. So pretty much download it, take a look at the recommendation, read through what it tells you to do. You take out the pages you need to update with whatever logo for the company you're trying to present it to, and that you will deliver your perfect projects flawlessly. The resources that you use to succeed, they are all provided. And then there's also the implementation, like every project manager or every delivery specialist there should do it. ServiceNow platform implementation is on demand there. Go take a look. Go take a look. Those two courses, you shouldn't miss it, so that you get a healthy foundation. And then you can't talk all your technical skills without your people skills or power skill. So communication, collaboration, critical thinking, innovation, know how to use, WebEx, go to meeting, Zoom, different resources there is very important. So, so I believe with these, we can get to the, the questions, if we do have, but hey, reach out, reach out. I know a lot of people will say, I don't know, it can be overwhelming. But right now, there's a lot of resources, whether it's a Tools YouTube channel, there's a lot of YouTube channel. I do even have my YouTube channel there. So reach out. There's a lot of help, compared to before, right? Even go in there and share, ask questions. There are questions there in different forums. Go and answer some of them. At the most, you get the engagement, right? If you don't want, if nobody accepts the answer. But the key is you will learn, because for you to answer it, you would do the research. There's research involved. Sometimes people don't know. Even just Google, it's a powerful tool. And when you go there, put it there, it sends you to the ServiceNow document, and then you start to, see, get your own, interaction in there, and then you make that inference and give that your 2 cents. Because it's all 2 cents from each one of us that we move the needle, forward. But thank you, everyone. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and, put in my 2 cents there. Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Uh,
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you so
so
much,
much,
Nemeka.
Nemeka. It's
That
always
was a
so good
lot.
to have you talk about the paths. And, even as somebody who's in service, I'm always learning more. So thank you for always sharing your knowledge. Thank you.
Thank God. Thank God. So
And in America, thank you for coming. Thank you for once again honoring our invitation. I know it came not at a very good time because of the time it is currently in the US. But thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for coming. I have some questions here. I'll start with my own question first. So, generalist or specialist in America?
so like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. I always tell people, I do have, sessions that I host. Depends on where you are in your career. So if you're working for, if you're starting out, you want to be a generalist. That way, what that does is you have a grasp of several models or several application areas within the tool, right? That gives you bargaining power. So the ability to always have you a new opportunity you can have. So you have new pursuits or you have new job opportunities you can get on because you're a generalist. So there is also, as you now progress in your career, you will find those niche areas. For example, when I started out back in the day, it was ITSM, right? So the help desk support, moved out ITSM, got in there, did HR, did customer service, did this SPM, different areas there before I niched out as, the AI, did predictive intelligence, tax intelligence, machine learning, did the visual agent and stuff, which that's where I am currently, right? But the key is I had to gradually get there. So, but there's that sweet spot, the generalizing specialist, where you have, you know, specialist knowledge in a healthy number. So for me, I always say engagement layer. So like ITSM, HR, customer service, you know, within this where you're having to engage with either the customers or you're engaging with your employees. That's kind of that kind of engagement. So like I also have the APM, but and then others within it. So like custom application, experience, whether like Nuvolo, space and place, things like that. But the key is as you go, um, if like imagine if you are working for uh, a partner, for example. If you're working for a partner and a partner gets only ITSM and maybe you're a specialist in SecOps and you're sticking to your gun without being specialist in ITSM, or you're not wanting to take up that role, then it means you'll be on the bench. Then you don't get paid. So, and again, your role determines, right? So, because if you had started out, right, that's generalizing specialist or generalist, right? You have that knowledge. Let's say your recent projects have not gotten you there. You would have the opportunity to brush up that knowledge because the basics is all there. The understanding is all there. You can transfer it. Like client scripts work in the same way in this thing. It's just now in a scoped application, right? For HR or something like that. But idea is client scripts, client script. That's what I explain to people. So admin devs, implementers, they do the same thing. The only thing now is the technical level, the technical acumen would be different, but they do the same thing. But yeah, great question. I like it.
Thank you, Nemeko. Um, please, if you have questions, we just have a few minutes left to go. You can just put
Uh,
it into the
I
chat.
think we do have some
Yeah, I know we
unanswered
do.
questions in the chat. So let's try to answer them.
All right, good deal.
Okay, this one is from Ahmed Ibitoye. He said about now create success packs. How can this be effectively leveraged on?
Great question to you. So the now create, you are able to access it from the beginning of your project to the end. Depending on your role, you can run filters on it for particular role. You would see, remember, there is that RACI matrix, right? You're responsible for things, you're accountable, you're informed, as well as you're consulted. So remember, there's sometimes, depending on what your role is, that you're just there FYI within that project team or delivery team. So you're able to go in there, see what concerns you, or the part that you would be required to do. That's the ones that you're responsible for. That's that you're doing. Go there and make sure that you use, whether it's that templates there or you use the outputs there, because it shows you what the inputs, the outputs and are expected to be, right? And it shows you maybe, like for example, architectural reference documents that you can use. So you would go in there and get them. So you go in there and get them. So if you go in there, it gives you these documents. Say for example, if you're looking at sample stories or starter stories or MVP stories, you can go in there and download them and then see that you can leverage those. So you download them into like if your company, for example, you're going to create an account with your company email. So pretty much like your PDI, you're going to create one because you're going to download it and then you can import them straight into that your company created. That's your company email PDI. You can create them there and then use those when you're creating one in your when you're creating one in the other instance, or if you're going for presentation, there are PDF slides depending on your role here. You download those, make corrections to them because it's available to everyone, that is delivering on ServiceNow projects. So if you go, I think there had been some updates to the link, but if you go outright to now create, you would see them. And then if you're looking at the projects, you can see the filter for the particular role all the way to, I believe, to the right. You can filter once you're in. and then you get in there. Tosin, if you can go in there and then show, if you will, on there to getting into Now Create for sure. That way you're able to to get it there on Now Create there. It's very important.
Okay, I think we have another question for you, Emeka. There's some questions.
Yeah, I can see one from Usman Adeleke. He says, I live in Manchester, UK. I work in Tidera, a cognizant company, as a technical consultant. He said, please, what are the current trends in ServiceNow implementation that businesses currently should focus on?
Wow, great question. I like that. So here's the thing. Remember, your partner organization. You're looking at providing value to your customers. So it depends on which particular areas that you play in, for example, right? So everybody's especially with the way ServiceNow is going now, they are pushing big in the AI play space. So every particular application area, they are really focused on infusing AI into it. So whether it's the Xanadu and now getting into Yokohama release, there's going to be a lot of innovation. But even now, it now depends on which niche areas, because remember, the 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 project or the partners, depending on which market they are playing, and then even within the market, which of the uh, product areas. So they are going to get into those product areas and look at what new innovations are coming there. So if you take a look, there's always going to be release note summaries. There would always be those road shows where they would focus on those particular areas, or whether it's like you see where they have their uh, gov talk or tech talk within public sector spaces, or whether it's the one about new innovations coming for, like we had the one for Xanadu release and things like that. But it depends on the go-to-market strategy for whatever partner organization, which application areas that they play in. Look at the new and emerging innovations within it, and then try to focus on it for delivering value for your customers. But really, that's really the way to go. On there, there's no you can't say that this is a particular trend alone or one particular area, but ServiceNow is focused on AI and making it ubiquitous across the platform. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Nemeka. One other question
Mhm.
here.
Go
I
ahead.
know Atul has touched a question similar to this. He said, hello, I'm a product manager based in Nigeria, and I came across ServiceNow and took the training sometime last year. He said, since then, I've not seen any ServiceNow jobs that can be done remotely from Nigeria. He said, see, okay, he said he wasn't even aware there was a ServiceNow community in Nigeria. So his questions are these ServiceNow jobs that can be done from Nigeria? And if so, where can I get them?
Yeah, I know. So one thing is for certain: are there ServiceNow jobs in Nigeria? Yes. Are there opportunities for remote? Thank God for people like Rashan and then others that are actually pushing the needle, especially having opportunity for remote work, for our community, right? But one thing I do know is ServiceNow is available the world over. There are companies that use them. I remember MTN uses, I know Catholic Charity uses, I know a couple of people. But the thing now is, there, remember, all of these are zoned. So there is the Americas or AMS, right? There's EMA and there's APJ, there's even India, right? The APJ, Asia Pacific, and Japan. So that zone. Then there's the Indian side, right? And then they have the Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So all of these organizations will have the opportunity to play within that geography. So if you're able to search within the LinkedIn, like LinkedIn indeed dies, available areas where all of these are actually being shared. One thing is certain: if you go to LinkedIn, if you're able to filter down, Yeah, it's very possible you go in there, you take a look. They might call it differently. Like even like Deloitte, right? One of my former employers, they actually have it, but where they have that, they provide the service, but it is tied to maybe another big area, something like an SAP or a Salesforce. But they have it in the, but they are not. It's now not much more pronounced like that. So it's when you get in, you're able to see that okay, they even have that capability, but they are not really big on talking about it. So you have to be internal before you see that kind of openings that they have. So maybe they are doing it more like advisory or come in there and then do projects on it. But but I do know that the southern part of Africa does have it. Something like in South Africa, something like I believe Kenya and some other areas there. So you should be able to look at widening the net, because the major thing is first to ensure that you have the opportunities where remote is offered, because that way you're able to finish your learning, master your thing from Nigeria, and then get that opportunity out there, because there's also going to be the processes and things within that will help with it. But you should be able to get some of those opportunities within Africa there, pending when you see another opportunity that can say they are able to actually get you out, because some people can actually provide you sponsorship and then move you to the location where maybe it will be supportive of their business model, things like that. But for a fact, the major thing is learning it well, and then finding projects within it. There's a few opportunities starting out with the organizations within Nigeria, and then playing around Africa. Yes, should be able to.
I think I can as well speak to that as
For
somebody
sure.
who is based in Nigeria and works for a ServiceNow partner. It's not impossible. And you just have to put your best foot forward, like I always
Mhm.
tell people. And another thing is, don't be scared of starting from the beginning, because some companies might want you, but they want you to have a certain experience. In the previous meetup, I mentioned how I started, from the next gen to the internship at Customizer, and now I lead teams and I lead the training program. So it's just that I want to see how you're able to build on that. So if you're able to find a role that is not like maybe a consultant role, I would say take it. It's an experience for you. And from there, you get to where you're going. But it's not impossible.
Perfect. That's very true. Remember the last time I put you on the spot? This time I said, let me not do that. Because
I
really,
remember.
yes. Yes. Yeah, because that's the truth. That's the truth. It's not impossible, but you have to show your own work, and you're very sure you have to do your own part. Yeah.
Just to add, to me, I believe opportunity meets preparations, because different companies could just wake up one day or go through a digital transformation, and you just wake up one day and there's um,
Yeah.
so many need for your expertise in maybe your backyard, and it will be bad for you to use the limitations of today to judge the future, because anything could change in a year, a lot could change in 6 months to 1 year. So before, you could hardly go to LinkedIn and search for ServiceNow roles and see anything even in West Africa. But now we see some of them springing up. So we know the adoption is quite slow, but that doesn't mean it's not going to change in the next, with the advent of AI and with the massive adoption of ServiceNow, like Emeka said, is going. We don't have enough people, to be honest. It looks saturated in the beginning. It looks like the jobs are turning out, but with the massive adoptions that we've even gotten in the last 6 months here in the UK, like 6 months ago, when you look at there are some roles that even begin to spring up now, and I'm like, okay, sometimes you see so many roles on ITSM, so many on GRC, and within the ending of 2024, we're beginning to see a lot on the item space, so many interviews, and you see very limited application. So it could be your interest at the end of the day. If you if you are learning and you are using based on the current trend, that trend could change in the next 6 months. And when you are prepared and that job area begins to turn out, you then start pushing your interest somewhere else. So Nameka says start from where you are, identify your strengths and use that to no experience is a waste. I came from the marine industry. It has nothing to do with IT, you know. And here I am today in just roughly 3 years, and I have a job I never imagined in my life I will be able to get. So at the end of the day, it has to do with what you want for yourself. We can sit down here for the next 20 hours and talk about service now, but it's your interest at the end of the day. You have to do your research. You have to sit down and actually learn the platform. It's not an IT space where you come in and get a six-figure salary in 6 months. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong space. You need to sit down, learn the platform, and get yourself to at least the intermediate level and be able to get those interviews, convince your interviewers, and get that employment you're looking for. So there's something for everyone, no matter the background you're coming from. I don't care if you're coming from. We have people in sales currently as architects. Like I see them on LinkedIn, like you read their stories, I'm like, wow. Imagine starting in tech school and talking to customers, and in 5 years' time, you're an architect and learning a salary you never imagined in your life. So in America, talking about money wise, because we know some people's driving force, people have different driving force at the end of the day. So if I'm not putting you on the spotlight here, you're the professional, you've been on different caps. So starting from baseline to intermediate and to advanced level, how has the pay grade advanced for you?
No, sure. I mean, there's been, like I said, gratitude. The major thing is, always looking at providing value, right? Learning as much as you can. If you do, like the reward for it is the success. And so starting out as a business analyst, you know, doing great. The more I knew, the more valuable I was, the more my pay, started to rise. So started out, the close to six figure, then moved on to even as an analyst, then as a senior analyst, working on, a scaled agile delivery. I had made good six figures, and then from there I moved on to project management, and then development and all that. It's been six figures like that, and then it's been growing. It's huge. But what it is the more value I could provide. From when I started out as the analyst doing testing or doing all of that, leading meetings, to architecting, it's been it, six figures. Like, eh, the more value you deliver, the more you can. I mean, that you're the go-to person. The more you make yourself, uh, the more you make yourself, very knowledgeable about this tool, and then be that subject matter or point of contact. You'll be sitting, and then they will be looking for you, because almost everywhere they go filter, everywhere they are looking for job, your name comes up. So, and that's because of the value you provide. So, but don't come that it's money that it's your driving force, initially. No, but that's the reward you get for what you can do or what knowledge you have. Yes, that will come. But go out there to know it and provide solution, provide value. If you go out there with that mentality, you'll be fine. The other ones will follow. That one is given. The other
Thank
ones.
you, Nemeka. Thank you so much. Okay, I do have a question in the chat. I think Atul. It says, how do you see ServiceNow evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so if you ask me how it's evolving, so I can see how it evolved in the last 5 to 7 years. I see ServiceNow where just we have a few modules, and now we have a lot of products available here. So if the thing is that when you say the evolving is mainly as my friend also say, that Gen AI or the AI is the key here now. Okay, definitely it is not going to be take your jobs if you did not upgrade yourself. If you upgrade yourself, then definitely you're on the top, and this will be under you always. Okay. So now ServiceNow is building the products for the industry specific. Like they have a product for the telecom, they have a product for the banking as well, they have a product for the health and life sciences as well. So ServiceNow is building their portfolio in the across multiple domains, and they're going in the low code perspective. So like when I say I am a techno functional consultant, means even I can build the application for my customer if it is not required any code at all. And this is what the platform service now giving at point of time. So App Engine Studio is one of the example which we say is the low code or the no code. Flow Designer is again the low code platform. So it is evolving. Gen AI is coming in the picture, but it will help you to more productive, not to take your jobs on that particular part. But condition, you have to be upgrade yourself as the time flow here.
Thank you so much for that answer, Atul.
Yeah,
And
I'll need to add, sorry to say, I'll need to add to the question that you just answered, because someone has actually come in to ask me something I would need to build on his answers from. So he
okay.
came and he asked, why ServiceNow? Because we have other cloud solutions out there that offer um, the same thing to the end user, but why ServiceNow? Why not Salesforce? Because they'll tell you Salesforce is quite easier because the cost of certifications is not as expensive. They've gone to check the cost it takes to even get the sysadmin and the CIS, and if you even want to do the instructor-led courses, is over $2,000. So why ServiceNow? Why should I consider ServiceNow? Why should I come into the ServiceNow space and not go to the closer competitors that we have in the industry?
Atul, you taking it?
I think the question
Yeah.
is for you.
Sorry, I missed out in between. Can you just repeat it again quickly? Sorry, someone.
Oh,
I
Why
think
service?
why
yeah,
ServiceNow?
why ServiceNow? That's the
Why not
question.
Salesforce? Why not
Salesforce?
any
Why
other
not other
technology?
technology? Yeah.
Let me be very clear on this particular part. Okay, if someone says go and learn service now, okay, it doesn't mean that you have to be learn service now. Number one part. Okay, what practice I follow, basically I say that if you want to be learn service now, then it should be come from your inner voice. And why service now? Number one, I see I'm working in the ecosystem from the last 10 years, so I can only talk about service now. Number one, and the biggest benefit, it provide free of cost the simulator environment to you. That is a PDI, where you can do any kinds of hands-on you want to do. Second thing, it has a strong community at all. We have 50,000 plus people in the community at point of time. So you just see I need help, you will get help immediately on that particular part. Third, in ServiceNow, there are the multiple ways to enter, and it is applicable for the multiple industry as well. Like my friends say, you can become a technical project manager. You can go for the admin. You can go for the change implementer. You can go for the business analyst or the business process consultant. So multiple roles are there. Might be you are a developer. I'm not a developer at all, but still I am in ServiceNow because I have a role specific in the ServiceNow ecosystem. I'm a process consultant. So it is not necessary that you have to be technical 100%. Plus, in ServiceNow also there are multiple domains. You can go in the trainings, you can go in the customer success, you can go in the inbound project management, outbound project management. So multiple areas are open. But if you ask me practically, for me, it is easy to learn and adapt. That is a one key line I can say here. When I started my journey, I just learned ServiceNow basics. And that basics are still in my mind always. And that basics I follow, and I'm keeping it to the progress multiple modules as well. So it's not like you have to you have to learn one product or one module. You can option to learn multiple modules at all. The model is in the demand, go, learn, do hands-on, and start working on that particular ecosystem. So this is my answer on that particular part. Why service now?
Perfect. To add to that, Atul touched it all the way. Whether you like it or not, the low barrier to entry, ServiceNow was the easiest of all of them. I mean, I've worked with Salesforce, I've worked with SAP, I've worked with Oracle, Usable, CRM, so much of them, right? But ServiceNow makes the whole IT thing easy. And then you have different roles there that you can use to get in. So you're a support specialist, you are doing, operations or what have you not. And then now we have, not just back office IT, there is different application areas. And then the good part is the fact that you have the learning opportunity. Before it was for free. All of these were free, even the documentation and all of that, the community. I mean, it's every other one is kind of like getting caught up with ServiceNow as per the community, the learning, the free stuff. There are free resources right now. Yes, there is now the the course implementation, like where all the on-demand courses, they used to be free before, but now they are not, right? They cost some 500 or what have you not. Plus, when you're done, you still have to buy the certification vouchers. But there are some free ones you can do first to know it, right? Know the tool first. Like there's the learning plan. You can go and do the learning plan and use your PDI break and fix, which many of these companies don't have. Like that simulation, that your PDI. It's the same thing with your work environment, which many of those ones don't give you similar your sandbox. Many of them don't. But they will say because you're being in the industry, you'll be biased. No, it's if you go and take a look, many of the others are kind of like trying to catch up. We're giving community with starting all of these, even the knowledge conference, many of them are. So, and then there's see this type of session that we're attending. People are giving back. Before, people don't do that in those other places. They don't. Sometimes you even hold your hand or show you things. People don't. And then it was even prohibitive. I know even like SAP, you buy one model, you must use everything SAP, just like at Microsoft. Everything must be the same, like in order. You can't even use other things alongside it. No. Yes, there's now costs involved in it, but go and learn the free one. There's learning plans. The free is free. Go and learn it. Get a PDI. Learn those ones are free. And then look at the free courses in Now Learning. They are free ones. Do those before you start talking about, okay, I want to now get into XYZ space. What are the ones that I need to pay for? Before you get the paid one, use all the free resources. Use them. Use them. Use them. It's very important. But you need to be passionate. It needs to come from within your conviction that this is the space I want to go. This is the model. This is what I want to do, because there will be hard parts. So that way to keep you. That's the staying power to keep you there. Very important. Very important. Great stuff.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Nemeka.
you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And it's been an amazing session. I have gained a lot. And today I know we've learned a lot from our speakers, from Russia, from Nemeka, from Atul. And we cannot wait for you guys to join us on the next session again. So please, we're going to post the WhatsApp link again and the LinkedIn link because our time is fast spent. Please join, because we're going to be having some, sessions where we'll be training, probably doing some demos, teaching you some stuff from the WhatsApp link. So it would be good for you to join. And we want to say a huge thank you to our speakers again. Thank you. Rasha had to go because she has meetings. Too, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Nameka, for always, showing up for us. Thank you, Tammy. We cannot mention all the names, and shout out to Kylie Alexander. Shout out to everyone who has been here today. We appreciate you all. And please let us connect. Please drop your LinkedIn profiles in the chat so we can all, connect. And please send, the speakers, the organizers, send us invites. Who definitely, connect with you if you have questions. I'm sorry we cannot take all questions, but if you have any questions, please reach out to us, reach out to Atul, check out his, his YouTube page. Emeka has this amazing product dive sessions he holds. I mean, I think the last time we joined, it was so interesting. Please join, follow them. We'll be posting all these links as well in the LinkedIn group and on WhatsApp as well, so you can, follow this pages, and it will help you. And let's all continue to learn, connect, innovate, and
Yes.
grow together. Thank you all for joining.
Okay.
And
Thanks,
to have a
everybody.
great
Bye
evening.
bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.